Hello, this is Captain Andrea.
And this is Commander Matthew. And welcome back to another episode of Trekback Tuesday.
Today we are bringing you the Diamond Select Next Generation Star Trek Borg.
So this is a very new figure. It just came out. And it's really, really cool to have a Borg finally that's customizable.
I'm really excited about this because, as you can see, without looking at too much, you can see that there's a lot of stuff happening in here.
Yeah, this is the first Borg figure that actually has different pieces that you can change and alternate. I mean, now granted, the very first Borg that Playmates made had a swappable arm.
But we need more than that.
Yeah, exactly. It had little bits and pieces. This time, you've got two heads, you got two different arms, a bunch of eye implants you can put on them. Like, there's a lot going on, yeah. So the packaging is the same as every Diamond Select figure typically is, and it has the Star Trek style packaging that's basically licensed by CBS, in that all packaging has to look like this type.
Yes.
Difference is this time around, it's actually a blue, white, and red, instead of being like blue and gold and white.
Yeah,
it's
very patriotic.
It's a slightly different. This might be like the next gen specific colors, maybe. I don't quite know.
Possibly. It also might be that they're doing it specifically for something like the Borg, because they're not Trek as in the characters.
I don't quite know, but it still follows more or less the same aesthetics we've seen for other figures. And the back of the box has a nice description about the Borg, who they are, and also gives some information about the sculpting team behind the figure as well.
Which I always love.
And there's no other information besides that in the back. There's no other figures in this line. It's kind of its own special release. Diamond nowadays, when they do their Trek figures, just one, and then one, and then one. They kind of just trickle out whenever they want.
And you know what? I'm okay with that, because it's always nice to get a nice surprise that makes sure that they put more focus on the quality than just trying to get it out as fast as possible.
And on the side, we have, oddly enough, a picture of Captain Picard. So not a picture of a generic Borg or anything. No generic Borg images. It's Captain Picard on the back and the side.
I wonder what that means.
Well, this isn't a Locutus figure, and to be honest, this is more like an army builder figure.
It really does feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, they basically...
It's not even a Hue figure.
No. They basically have made it so that it's, you can basically get a bunch of these, and with the different implants and pieces they have, customize a whole Borg drone army.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I actually would love it if they would release accessory kits. Just for that purpose.
That would be cool. Oh. So Diamond and Articulation, they used to do a whole Borg line, in fact, back in the day, where they had different species Borged out.
Nice.
They'd done Cardassians, they'd done Klingons, they were kind of stylized. It's a really cool line.
I'm not familiar with the line.
Yeah, so this team, they know how to make Borg.
Nice.
So let's go ahead and get this one out of the box and take a look at them.
Okay.
So here's our Borg out of package, and this is really cool as is. I mean, if this is going to be it for the figure, I'd be pretty happy with just that.
I wouldn't, because I think the face is kind of derpy by itself. But, yeah, body-wise, it's amazing.
There's a lot of cool details on this. You can see it spinning, and hopefully you'll get to be able to see its vertebrae as it comes back around.
No, because it's apparently really heavy and weird, but I'm going to hold it right here so you can see his vertebrae. The vertebrae is really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of nice attention to detail with this figure, as we would expect from a company like Diamond. They do good work with their Star Trek stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I just wish they did more of it. You can see lots of cool circuitry. Head sculpt's really cool. I like this gash on his head as well, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, also, just even on the top, you can see the wrinkles as you can see, the implant. And that's just a cool little, extra feature. That's just attention to detail that I really like.
Yeah, lots of good attention to detail. This is kind of like, I think, more of a modern style, like, Voyager era, and maybe like the movie era style of Borg.
Yeah, but it's Borg, so that's all that matters.
So let's talk articulation with this figure.
There's a lot of it.
There is a lot, because it's kind of, he's really unobstructed in a lot of ways as of now. So we do have the head rotation, and it does go up and down as well. Got your shoulder joints, got up and down, ball jointed shoulders. Same with the elbows, the wrists bend and can twist. His waist, well, yeah, you have your torso, and you got your waist articulation. You can, of course, bend up and down. He can do a full Borg split, because that's what they do when they send you to Borg basic training.
Well, of course. I mean, don't you do splits when you get, assimilated?
The splits?
The splits. Don't you do the splits?
I think we call them the splits in Starfleet.
I didn't call it the splits.
Pretty sure you call it the splits.
I didn't. You just wanted to say that.
Okay. Well, whatever, Captain. I'll do some...
I can throw you in the brig for that.
Hey, the Borg can wave to you. Hey.
Sup? Hey, Borg, can you do a split? Can you do it the other way? No, the other way.
No.
Well, there we go. No. The Borg needs to work on its flexibility.
He can slowly stomp around like he's a Frankenstein monster.
Oh, come on, don't be cruel.
Nah. So he's got that, he's got the thigh twist, which is very, very stiff. There we go. As with most Diamond toys, they tend to take a little bit of a Oh, they need a hot water bath sometimes, or just to get it really hard to crack. They have the double jointed knees, which is really cool. So you could get them. Yeah, like he needs more flexibility.
He does need more flexibility. He can't do a split.
It's all like, yeah.
Is he trying to do some bad hip hop dancing?
Yes.
Does he not know how to? Oh, he doesn't.
He's a
know
Borg. They haven't assimilated any hip hop people. They're pretty pale. Have you not
hip hop
noticed?
dancers, not people.
He's pretty pale. I mean, they don't,
He's gray.
Yeah.
He's a little bit of everything.
And the ankles can twist and do that. So full articulation, like we've seen basically all the diamond figures. But that's not really the big highlight of this Borg. So as we mentioned, he's very customizable. He's got a lot of pieces. So
bring it up.
Start with, he's got one arm. You can hold on to that. He's got 2 arms. Someone's got a little claw hand. So he got 2 arms. And he's got, as we mentioned earlier, the second head.
It's a Klingon head.
That's right. It's a really nice Klingon head. Put that over there. He has some Borg exoplating to put on top of his chest, so now you can kind of get 2 different looks for the Borg.
Yep.
He has this part here, which can just go on his shoulder, ultimately. That's all that does, just a little shoulder pad. It's nice.
Yep. Well, you need shoulder pads when you're part of the Borg.
And he has 4 different attachments for his eyepiece, head area, which are a little hard to show you right here, as you can tell, but we're going to just put them on and we'll make something happen. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and pop on this exoplating first, and that just slides on like this, and boom, you've got yourself a whole new Borg.
A whole new Borg. Sorry, Aladdin's been in my brain. Sorry.
When I think Aladdin, I think Borgs.
Why not? Why don't you? Doesn't everybody?
Captain, have you visited the counselor lately?
Yeah.
Because the doctor had sent a note my way and asked if I could just forward it to you. But we'll talk about that later, I suppose, at 10 forward. Let's go ahead and put on this shoulder pad. Why not?
Yeah, if you're lucky, you'll make it to 10 forward.
So that's the shoulder pad.
It's looking pretty good so far, but
let's pop an arm out, I guess.
Well, do you want to pop an arm out? Okay, I'll let you pop an arm out.
Pop an arm out.
Because it's just on your side. Then I want to pop in some eyepieces.
See how easy it is to pop it out? Oh, that was actually very
That
easy.
was extremely easy.
Oh, is it just as easy as getting it back in? This one is actually, oddly enough, a very loose joint. I think it's actually already in.
Wow.
So yeah, this one was actually particularly loose, but that's one of the arms. Do you want to try get it in yourself and try a different? Try the other attachment?
No, I just want to put an eyepiece.
Well, I'm going to try an eyepiece as well with the alternate head. Looks like this other head here, you really can't get much on, which is...
Oh, this is kind of weird.
I'm trying to see if I can get some stuff onto him, but the way his is, not much is really attaching to it.
Yeah,
like this part. Okay, I got this part to actually go on him. That looks alright.
Okay, hold
I mean, it might just be how I'm putting it on, but I think some of these are really meant for, yeah, like that head.
Someone might be meant for that head. Someone might be meant for different directions. Yeah. Okay, so this piece is a little weird. These pieces are a little odd because the place that they have the holes makes it awkward. Very, very awkward.
So this guy only has 1 hole in his head. How many? Yours has a few more holes, I think.
Yeah, he has 3 different holes, and I'm just trying to figure out where does this go in.
So yeah, and since his is kind of lower towards his cheek, I don't really know what you can actually get in that spot. Like, it's cool there is a hole, but I don't really know what you can get there to cover his eye necessarily, or... I guess they're not necessarily going to cover his eyes, so they're just going to kind of fit in there, I guess, and just be extra little doodads.
That's just that these are
not... This one just broke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I had problems with it, too.
So this part just actually broke right off.
Oof. Okay, so I'm just going to do it on the side. You can see there are holes on the side over here and a hole over here. And these pieces just don't fit in properly.
So, yeah, I guess if you ignore the holes, like, I got it actually going him right here. I don't think it's going to be very sturdy, though. Let's see. No, it's all right. So I think maybe it's just best to ignore the holes. Like, that's a little bit odd.
What wire?
So that wire is actually meant to go into that hole instead, but it's still kind of loose. This one's a toughie. I think if you were going to be using these, you'd probably get some of that tacky stuff to put there and help keep it in place. Otherwise, that's a tough one. So that's actually kind of how it looks like it is, but it doesn't look supposed to fit like this, but it's not actually
sturdy.
Yeah, they're not really staying in there. That's kind of the problem.
Yeah, so I don't know about you, but I'm going to call this one a little bit of a fail.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dud at the moment. I mean, unless we're doing something wrong, which is always probable.
Yeah, but there's wrong and then there's wrong. The fact that we're both having this much trouble with all the pieces.
Yeah. That part does bug me. It's like, we just ran through them all, and they should fit in some capacity, but they sure aren't. we've tried to get the eyepieces in there, and they're not really fitting. So maybe someone else has figured it out. We're having some trouble, and we broke one off in the process. So clearly something's not working out for us here. But otherwise, the rest of it was actually quite nice. I'm going to actually try and pop out the other arm and see how the other one fits and looks on him.
Ooh, okay, I got this one to stick.
Nope, I just dropped the shoulder pad. Shoulder armor as well wasn't really sticking in there super tight. But again, I wasn't really trying to force it in very deep. I think if you spent more time forcing it in, it will eventually stay. Like I think now it's in a little bit deeper.
So real quick, Klingon head, I got a piece to stay.
Well, let's do the important bit now and
Switch heads.
let's swap out heads and hope that this piece stays in while we do that.
If not, I can get it back in. Yay, got one right.
There you go. So there he is with a different arm and different eyepiece. So it does actually look very cool. I mean, it is customizable. It's very cool. But I think the customizing element of it, I'd probably say get some tacky stuff.
Yeah.
And that way it'll stay on better. I don't know how secure this looks on him, but
It's in the hole. Not
Yeah.
much I can say.
it is a very cool figure. But again, the eyepieces, they did give us some trouble, and they might give you some trouble too. So just be prepared to have to do a little bit of fighting with them, most likely.
And be very careful with them because it's very soft plastic.
Yeah. And again, that's why I'm suggesting use some tacky stuff on them. Keep them in place.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's very cool that you have different arms, you have different eyepieces. You can take off the chest plate,
It looks
leave the
really
hands
good.
on. It does look very good. Good sculpting.
Really good.
I was gonna say, who this face actually reminds me of, but I don't think it was probably meant to be necessarily that person. But the character actor that was in a lot of Star Trek episodes, a big dude, who you would know best from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the guy with the big cheeks.
Oh, Brian. Oh gosh, Brian something or other. With
Yeah.
the really deep voice.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Well, the face almost looks a little bit like that. I don't think it's supposed to be him, but kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
From the profile, definitely.
Yeah, and he's got the cheek structure as well, like in the chin structure.
Okay,
Now
yeah.
you're kind of seeing it, right?
Yeah, I'm sort of seeing it, yeah. And he's awesome. He's got like the crazy deep voice and he's just like totally badass.
And he's been in so many different episodes of
Yeah.
Star Trek series.
It's one of those things where if you saw him, you know him.
Yeah, he's been in DS9.
He's been on everything.
He's been in everything for many decades, in fact.
Yeah. He's just one of those great character actors that gets around.
So that's our look at Diamond Select's Borg figure. Highly customizable. A few interesting pieces just to be careful with.
I would give it 4 out of 5 phasers.
I would set my phaser to stun, not kill.
Okay.
I think it's pretty good. I think there's clearly some room for improvement, but the
Yeah.
fact that we have all these options is very nice.
Yes.
And I just think if you're a serious Borg Star Trek collector, you're going to probably buy a bunch anyway.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And you're going to most likely want to just swap them out, use the different pieces, and just glue them on or whatever. I mean, leave them as is,
Do
whatever.
what you have to.
It doesn't really bother me that much that I can't get them to stay right now.
Yeah.
It should, but it's not for some reason, so go figure. I do love these arm attachments. Here, have an arm, Captain.
I've always wanted an arm like this.
I know.
Pew, 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 pew.
Starfleet's very well aware of your interests in Borg technology.
Well, I just think that we can use it for our own weapons. Own protections. Jeez.
You and Mirror Universe data.
Excuse you, no. Just because I think that we should harness their technology and use it for ourselves and make it so that we don't have to deal with another Borg attack does not mean I belong in the Mirrorverse.
So you're saying that we should get ahead of the competition? Get ahead of the competition.
You know what?
Ahead.
You know what? I'll be at 10 forward. I'm out.
Well, I'm Commander Matthew.
I'm Captain Andrea.
We'll see you next time, and until then, live long and buy toys.
I need a drink.
Take a head to go. Well, all right then.